Have you ever noticed that your mind can turn one sentence into a whole investigation? Someone replies a little differently than usual, and suddenly your brain is not reading a message anymore. It is building a case. What did they mean by that? Why did they say it like that? Did I do something wrong? Are they pulling away? Should I reply normally or wait? What if I sound desperate? What if I already sounded desperate? And the worst part is, nothing has actually happened yet. There is no argument, no rejection, no proof, no real danger. That is what overthinking really is. It is not thinking too much because you are dramatic. It is not being sensitive for no reason. And it is not because you enjoy making things complicated. Overthinking is what happens when your mind mistakes uncertainty for danger. And once your brain decides that uncertainty is dangerous, it does not relax until it finds an answer, even if the answer does not exist yet. So in this video, I am going to show you 7 signs that you are not just thinking deeply. You are trapped in an overthinking loop. And sign number 6 is the one most people never notice, because it looks like intelligence from the outside, but inside it is slowly exhausting you. Sign 1. You replay conversations long after they are over. The conversation ended hours ago, maybe even days ago, but your mind is still sitting there, pressing replay. You hear your own sentence again, and every replay feels like you are about to find the missing clue. Maybe if you analyze it one more time, you will finally understand what really happened. But the strange thing is, every replay does not give you peace. It gives you another angle, another possibility, another doubt, another reason to keep going. That is how overthinking traps you. Sign 2. You turn small situations into possible disasters. A friend does not reply. Your boss says, "Can we talk tomorrow?" Someone you love seems quiet, and before anything is confirmed, your brain is already preparing for impact. Maybe they are angry. Maybe something is wrong. Maybe they are leaving. Maybe everything is about to change. This is not random. You think, what if they are upset? What if I ruined something? What if this is the beginning of the end? Your brain would rather create a painful answer than sit with no answer at all, because to an overthinking mind, uncertainty feels more dangerous than bad news. This is why one unanswered message can feel heavier than it should. Not because the message is powerful, but because your brain uses silence as a blank screen and projects every fear you have onto it. Sign 3. You need reassurance, but reassurance never lasts. At some point, overthinking makes you want confirmation. So you ask, are we okay? Did I say something wrong? Are you mad? Are you sure? Do you still care? And when they reassure you, for a moment, your body relaxes. You breathe again. The loop slows down, but then something happens. A few minutes later, or a few hours later, the doubt comes back. And now you need reassurance again. This is one of the most painful parts of overthinking, because reassurance feels like the solution, but often it becomes part of the loop. Your brain learns, when I feel anxious, I need someone else to make me feel safe. This does not mean you are needy. It means your nervous system is trying to borrow safety from outside, because it cannot generate enough safety inside. And that is exhausting. For you. Sign 4. You confuse thinking with control. Overthinking gives you the illusion that you are doing something. You are not just sitting there. You are analyzing, planning, predicting, preparing, reviewing, checking every possible outcome. And because your mind is so active, it feels productive. But there is a difference between thinking and controlling. Thinking helps you make a decision. Overthinking keeps you from trusting one. Thinking opens a door. Overthinking makes you stand in front of the door for 3 hours, imagining every possible thing that could happen if you walk through it. That is the trap. You can think for 10 hours and still not know how someone will react. You can analyze every detail and still not know the future. You can prepare every sentence and still not control the conversation. Overthinking does not give you control. It gives you the feeling of control while quietly taking away your peace. Sign 5. You struggle to be present because your mind is always somewhere else. Why? You can be sitting with someone you love and still not fully be there. You are looking at them. You are hearing their words. You are nodding at the right times. But part of your mind is somewhere else entirely. It is still in yesterday's conversation, or tomorrow's responsibility, or the message you have not answered, or the thing you are afraid might happen next. And then you feel guilty because you want to be present. You are not trying to be distant. You are not trying to ignore people. You are not trying to miss your own life. But overthinking pulls attention away from the present and sends it into mental time travel. Someone is kind to you, and your mind says, "But what if they leave?" You finally rest, and your mind says, "But what are we forgetting?" So even safety does not feel fully safe. Love does not feel simple, and rest does not feel like rest, because your brain keeps scanning for the next problem instead of allowing you to receive the current moment. Sign 6. You sound logical, but you are actually scared. This is the sign that hides the best, because overthinking often does not look emotional. It looks smart. You explain things well. You notice details. You think deeply. You consider every side. You prepare for outcomes other people never even think about. And from the outside, people may see you as thoughtful, careful, analytical, even intelligent. But inside, it does not feel like intelligence. It feels like pressure. It feels like your brain cannot stop until it has made everything safe. This is why overthinkers often defend their overthinking. But there is a point where thinking ahead stops being wisdom and starts being fear in a professional outfit. But underneath all of that is one quiet belief. If I do not think about everything, something will hurt me. That is not logic. That is protection. And once you understand that, you stop asking, "Why am I like this?" And you start asking a better question. What is my mind trying so hard to protect me from? The sign 7. Your mind feels tired, but still refuses to stop. This is the final sign. You are exhausted by your own thoughts. You want silence. You want one peaceful hour. But the mind keeps going, even when you are tired, even when you know it is not helping. It continues, because overthinking is not powered by curiosity. It is powered by perceived threat. Overthinking begins to loosen when your brain receives new evidence, not once, repeatedly. The evidence that you can survive not knowing. The evidence that you can wait without chasing certainty. So if you recognized yourself in these signs, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You are not difficult. You are not too sensitive. You are someone whose mind learned to work overtime because at some point, being unprepared felt unsafe. And maybe that mind has protected you in ways no one else ever saw. But now it is tired. And you do not have to live the rest of your life inside every possible outcome. You are allowed to come back to the only place life actually happens. And if this video helped you understand a part of your mind that you have been fighting for years, this channel exists for exactly that. Every week, always this honest, always this deep. Welcome to Decoded Psyche. Join now.